Welcome to the Chronicle Sports Blog. I'm Andy Moore. Alongside me is Scott Rich, a writer who will be covering the game Saturday. We're here to break down Duke's matchup against Wake Forest. They play in Winston-Salem Saturday at 12. Scott, right off the bat, what is the first thing we should look for in this game?
I think an interesting matchup is going to be Duke's passing offense against Wake's passing defense. Wake has some talent in the secondary. They have Kenny O'Kirk, who was a second-team freshman All-American last year. Alex Fry's safeties had interceptions returned for touchdowns in his last two games, including last year against Duke. But the problem is they're very inexperienced back there. They don't have a single senior in their secondary. They only have one redshirt junior cornerback. So inexperience could be a problem, especially with Duke's high-powered passing offense. Connor Vernon and Donovan Varner both amassed more than 120 yards last week. Sean Renfrey threw for over 350. Yes, that was against Elon, but they still had a very decent passing defense. So Duke's passing offense really can match up well against this Wake Forest defense. That's something that the Blue Devils will have to take advantage of.
Yeah, Duke's passing offense last week was as good as advertised. It's been hyped up all offseason, and it was very good. However, Duke's defense left a little to be desired. They gave up 27 points against an Elon team, an FCS team. And last week we saw Wake Forest just go roughshod over Presbyterian, especially running the ball. They had over 500 yards running, which is second in FBS football last week. So what do you think about Duke's defense? Will they step it up this game? And are there any guys, especially in the defensive line, that can stop that rushing attack from Wake Forest?
Well, I think the one thing that will benefit Duke is the fact that Wake is known more as a running team than a passing team. And yes, Duke's run defense wasn't that great last week either. Elon averaged 6 yards a carry, but the run defense was appreciably better than the pass defense, which at times seemed lost. So I think it will benefit Duke that without Riley Skinner, Wake Forest quarterback last year, they've become more of a running team, and that's something that Charlie Hatcher and Patrick Egbo up front can do a better job against stopping the run than Duke's defense can necessarily stopping the pass.
Yeah, one interesting subplot that's actually come out of the media attention going up into this game this week has been a quote that Charlie Hatcher said, I believe it was on Tuesday. He said that Duke's defensive philosophy has always bend but not break. That is, we'll give as much yardage as they want to have, but we're still winning the game. Basically, Cutcliffe at his press conference said, that can't really be our philosophy this week. Last year, Wake put up 45 points against Duke. They have a really good offense, and if you get into that mindset of, all right, we're gonna let them have these yards, I mean, by the end of the game, they could just be completely ahead.
Yep, and I think the one thing that we do have to watch for is historically, Duke-Wake Forest games are always very, very, very high-scoring games because Duke and Wake are very similar teams. They both, at least in the Cutcliffe era and even a little bit before that, they both like speed, they like, passing the ball, being high-powered offenses, but neither one is known for their defense. If you go back years, in 2009 score was 45-34. 2008 it was 33-30. Duke might have won that game if not for a missed field goal and an interception in overtime. 2007 it was a 41-36 game. So if you look at all those contests, the offensive numbers really stand out. So I think this game could come down to not whose offense is better, but whose defense is more adept at slowing down the other team's offense.
It's really be interesting, especially if you like offense. All right, Scott, it's predictions time. Who do you think is going to win this game?
Well, I do think Duke can win this game, and I think this is going to be a very, very important game for Duke because this is one of the few winnable road ACC games that they have all year. And if Duke's goal truly is to make a bowl, which the team has emphasized all preseason, then this is a game they have to win. But again, I think that Duke's passing offense is going to match up very, very well against an inexperienced Wake Forest secondary, and I do think that Duke's run defense will be able to slow down Wake's running game enough to sort of cover up for the deficiencies Duke has in the secondary, and they'll be able to pull this game out.
So you got a score?
I'm gonna go 30-27. I think it's gonna be another close game, but I think Duke finally pulls it out.
All right, I'm gonna go the opposite route. I think Wake Forest takes this game just on the basis of their home field advantage and on the basis of Duke's iffy defense. Duke fans need to be a little worried about this defense. Giving up 27 points against Elon is not a good sign, especially going into this game. I have Wake Forest winning 35-30. I'm not sure. We'll see. I'm excited to watch this game. It's going to be a fun game to watch.
Yep.
Thank you for listening. Be sure to check out our coverage of the game. Scott's going to write a great article.
Yes, sir.
Check it out. It'll be Monday online. Thank you.